Okay, today I want to talk about how to cut a circular disc out of a piece of plywood. I'm using my table saw for this because I've never done it before. You can use a router, there's a lot of different methods for this to do, but I wanted to try the table saw. I've seen it done before. I'm making a top for that bucket over there to make a dust collection system out of it. And so I'll show you here what the apparatus looks like. So first, I needed to look at the design of how big I needed it to be. So I set a nail right here in this board, and it is exactly, well, it's not exactly, it's close to 8.5 inches from here. I could play a little bit on the big side because it can overhang my bucket that I'm using. And then to set that exactly, I just measured center on my blade and clamped these guys down to the table so that it was exactly 8.5 inches from the blade. The next part then is I made sure I cut a little chunk of board that was at least 18 inches in radius or 8.5 inches radius or 17 inches diameter. And then now this will hover over the blade, and I'm just successively bringing the blade up. I'll probably go about 5 or 6 passes so you don't put too much stress on the blade, and that should lop off. If you measured right from the inside of the blade here over here, it should lop off exactly the diameter I need. So turn the blade on, rotate it up a little, and you can see I've already started, but that's how this is working. Go up into it. So the blade, as you can see, the blade kind of cuts a wide path through there, but that's because you're going, as you're turning, it's catching on the front of the blade and the back of the blade. But it's kind of, I thought I'd show this shot just so you could get an image of what it looks like as it's cutting through. And then next we'll show it kind of finishing the cut. See on that one, as the blade starts to cut the board off, you got to be careful kind of for the potential for that board to sort of fall in and catch on the table or on your apparatus, and it makes it difficult to turn. So once it's all cut, you can kind of see here, I didn't quite go all the way through in some spots. I'm just going to go back and sand that a little bit smoother. You can see it comes off pretty easy. And then you've got your perfect circle. So then that circle is going to fit right on here, and I may make a video on the whole dust collection system, but I just wanted to show another way for people to make a circle with using a table saw if you don't happen to have a router or a jig to make that circle. Now we've got our circle. I think the only things I might have changed safety-wise is maybe put mounted a board on this side and clamped it down so that the board doesn't get as much wobble to it as it's going over the blade. But you know, seemed to work on this one and everything looked good. But if the only things I would say are be careful with how fast you go up with the blade. You don't want to put a lot of tension on that blade to have it bind and maybe jump off the nail that you put through there and jump back at you. So other than that, we got our circle. Feel free to subscribe down below and leave any comments you might have. I'll be happy to reply to them. If there's anything you saw that I did or that you have an improvement on, I'm all for it. That's why we're here doing this. So subscribe below, and see you next time we make something. I'm trying to do something every couple weeks, so hopefully we'll have something here shortly.